shadows of the stadium, legends awaken.
The Broncos Unchained. I am your host, Boss Man Jay. In 2013, we had a record-setting offense. Peyton Manning at the helm, and then we played the number one defense in the Super Bowl, and we got trounced 43-8, even worse. 2015, we had the number one defense under Gary Kubiak, and we handled the Panthers very easily in the Super Bowl, and we became Super Bowl champions. Even though we had a dwindling Peyton Manning in the last year of his career, we still won 24-10. This year, we have lost 2 games by a total of 4 points, and both of those were walk-off field goals. One was a penalty for leverage. That's really the first time in my career, in my history of being a Broncos fan and watching football, period, I've ever seen that penalty called. I know it has been called, but I haven't seen it. We have the best ownership group in all of professional sports in the Walton Penner Group. We have George Payton, who is incredible. He's an ingenious general manager. We have one of the best offensive-minded coaches in the history of the NFL, coming from the Bill Parcells tree of coaching, which is none other than Sean Payton. We have an animal for a defensive coordinator in Vance Joseph. In 2015, we had the edge rusher duo, DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller. This year, it's Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonitto. We have a number one wide receiver who on most teams wouldn't even be considered a number one, like, going behind Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, any one of these teams. Nobody would think about, Cortland Sutton as a number one receiver. But that's what makes it so good when you play a team like the Eagles. They got Quinyon Mitchell, who's an incredible cornerback, but he can cover Cortland Sutton all day long. And Bo Nix knows how to throw to, anywhere between 5 and 9 receivers. What did we see yesterday? Evan Ingram finally getting into the game. I said the other day that R.J. Harvey was going to be Sean Payton's new Joker, but then Evan Ingram started to show some light. So why not share the Joker role with R.J. Harvey and Evan Ingram? I also think that so far we have the second top scoring ranked defense in the NFL. We have the number one defense in sacks in the NFL with a ridiculous amount. Nick Bonitto himself has 7 sacks. We have the most complete team that we've had since the 1998 and 1999 Broncos with John Elway at the helm. Yesterday, chain breakers and dominators. Chain breakers, I'm still going to go with the 3-headed monster. I'm going to go with J.K. Dobbins. I'm going to go with Bo Nix. And I'm going to go with Evan Ingram because of that, the extra effort he put to get that touchdown was amazing. But if I included coaches into this, Sean Payton, and a lot of people thought he was crazy. I agreed with him for going for those 2 points, because then if we stop the Eagles, come back down the field and score a field goal or kick a field goal, they have to score a touchdown to win the game. So although I'm not in Sean Payton's mind and I'm not in his playbook, I thought that was an amazing call, and it was real gutsy at that. What did we do after that? We shut down the Eagles. The Eagles were 4-0. We were 2-2. Now the Eagles are 4-1. We're 3-2. But we have lost to 2 high caliber teams, and we have beaten the defending, reigning, undefeated at that time, Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. You can't get any better if you're a Broncos fan. Dominator, easy. Nick Bonitto. Riley Moss did not play a bad game, but the problem is the 1 or 2 bad plays he has each game is usually a pass interference in the end zone or a 50 to 60 yard pass that he just cannot seem to defend. This is something that is just unacceptable. So my wife and I this week were given our chain breakers and dominators, and I don't know if you've seen the show. The episode is called The Rise Begins, where we talk about all of our superhero characters. Bo Nix is the mile high man. You couldn't think of anything better from that. For him, J.K. Dobbins is Juggernaut, and Evan Ingram we call the Grin. Those are the 3 chain breakers that we have decided. And the dominator, Nick Bonito, I think this is the second time he's won Dominator of the Year, and he is known to us as Edge Unit 15. Again, if you want to see the full superhero lineup that we set up, we had a lot of fun making it. We'd love for you to check it out. It's under the Rise Begins podcast that we have on our channel. So I'm going to follow everything up I said with stats so you can see for yourself, and hopefully I prove my case to you. Either way, we have dethroned the Super Bowl champions. Now we fly to London to face the Jets. We can't overlook any team. We learned that real quickly in week 2 when everybody thought the Colts would be a walk in the park. We did trounce the Bengals last week, which everybody expected us to do, especially without Joe Burrow. So right now, we're looking at one of the most complete teams in the NFL, and there's not a whole lot of people, whether you're a Broncos fan or not, that can argue that. And during this show, I'm going to prove it. The Denver Broncos defense ranks high in sacks and opponent points allowed, leading the league in sacks, and ranking second in opponent's points per game with 16.8. They are listed among the league's best pass defenses and are currently ranked third in the NFL's defense adjusted value over average. It's an advanced statistic created by Football Outsiders to measure a team's overall efficiency, or how well they perform compared to league average after adjusting for the quality of their opponents and game situations. In last night's game against the Broncos, Saquon Barkley was held to 30 rushing yards and a total of only 88 yards from scrimmage on 9 touches. He had 1 touchdown pass during the Eagles' 21-17 loss to the Broncos. The reason this is a big deal is because last year Saquon Barkley was the rushing champion, and nobody expected him to have such a low total yards amount that the Broncos were able to hold him to last night. So to sum this up, the Broncos are first in the NFL in sacks, second in the NFL in points, only allowing 16.8 points per game, and Nick Bonito is leading the league in sacks with 7 already, which puts him on pace for anywhere between 19 and 21, maybe 22 sacks in this season. So there's the stats. You agree with me? Don't agree with me? It's your prerogative. But the chain breakers for the week have showed that they deserve it, and so did Edge Unit 15, aka Nick Bonito. I couldn't even sleep last night. I was so excited. I was nervous during the game. I don't think I've paced so much in my house since we moved in. Since what was that, baby? Last year, since we moved in. Anyway, so there's your Broncos Unchained podcast for the day. I am your host, Bossman Jay, and from myself and my beautiful wife, we give you a mile high salute. Y'all take care. We'll see you next time.